When we're back, it's the Mac, and welcome back to part 1, basically, or part 1B. Squad Battles, Dien, the French Indochina War. And we're going to kick off from the last episode here, and I did some reading about the human wave tactics and Bangalores and stuff. So it's basically what I was anticipating there at the end of the video. You attack the hex with the weapon and you destroy it, or have a chance of destroying it. And human waves work as follows: that you need to have a leader present that can initiate. He's going to have fresh movement, and you initiate the attack, and all the units, and there's a certain chance that all the units get activated, and then you charge, basically. So there was a limit of 12, I think, charges, human wave charges. So I got to keep that in mind. You can only use it 12 times during the whole scenario, and then you can't do it anymore. You can just do regular assaults. But the thing with the human waves is that your assault value is actually doubled, and you can really kick some balls when doing that. Okay, so let's resume operations. Let's kick off the turn and then really start doing something here. Okay, so we have a northern attack and we have a southern attack. All right, so it's going to take some time to go through all this, but let's do it. All right, so what I did, I called in those heavy mortars. They're going to be arriving hopefully in the next turn or a couple of turns. All right, so we do have 3 howitzers here, 105s. They only have 2 missions. So there you see, he's got the minimum delay of 1 and a max delay of 3. So it can take up to 3 turns, actually, to call this artillery in. Or, if I'm lucky, it'll be there next turn. So let's start using the first battery. So we got 2 batteries here, 3 guns apiece. All right. Okay, so let's help out the north. All right, so you get this little artillery dialogue here. So as you see, I press that and I can select my artillery. Okay, here we go. We have howitzers. Okay, so there are high explosives and... Okay, before we do this, actually, maybe it's too late. Maybe I have to do it now because I'm actually calling it. We're going to use high explosives, of course. There's another thing I want to check out. I haven't even checked out my victory conditions yet, which is crucial. And visibility. But it's nighttime, so visibility is probably only 1 hex. Let's help the northern. Let's use 1 battery up here and use 1 battery in the south to start off. Because both these are going to be moving in and attacking, and they need some fire support. Right, now I guess the artillery is not going to be that accurate because I don't think these guys have trained that long on these guns. But they probably know how to use them, but they're not that great spotters. Still not a professional army, this. The Vietnamese, there's sort of a more of a fresh. They haven't fresh army. Then I don't think they've had that much time to train, especially in their heavy weapons. Maybe infantry tactics for sure, but not heavy weapons, because they probably had a limited amount of ammunition as well and stuff. Okay, so where to plot the first strike? So what you do is you just get this cross here, and you just basically right-click where you want the attack to initiate. And there's a certain number of scatter effects. Maybe there will be some hidden dice rolls in the game, and if I plan this strike to be right on top of here, I might get unlucky and the rounds will actually land on top of my troops. So anything can happen, man. So this could be dangerous to have maybe I should target a bit further behind and the rounds could land short. If I'm lucky, they'll be dead on track. So, but let's target at least the objective flag here, and we'll see where these rounds land. All right, let's go. Let's initiate the attack. Attack! Okay. Oh, I have to use. Okay, they have IF rounds. I'm not sure what that means. Because there's no smoke ammo, there's no high explosives, but there's something called IF. Are those illumination rounds? Maybe they don't have... Shit! Maybe I don't have any high explosive. Maybe I can only fire illumination. That's crap. I don't want to use that. I don't want to light. Yeah, I could light this hole up, but they'll be able to see me as well, which is crap. I want to sneak up here and start destroying these wires. Okay, so let's hold back the artillery. I'm just going to make sure that everything is going right here. Okay, but I can use my normal mortars on the board, I think. Alright, so, okay, it's visibility. Okay, visibility is long, man. Okay, so I said something wrong in the last part. A hex is actually 40 meters. So we can actually see 1, 2, 3 hexes there. It's 10 o'clock at night. Alright, so let's have a look at victory here. What do we need? We need at least, to get a major, we need 750 points, man. Wow. Get a minor of 500 there. Okay, so these are 200 a pop there. So that's 1,200 to 600 points here. So that would be, if I capture it all, it would definitely be a major and cause casualties. So I need to capture quite a bit here. Okay, so let's see what we got. We're not going to be farming. We're going to be moving with our front units. Right, mortars definitely will attack. So they have, let's look at their ammunition there. We have heavy explosives. We don't have any smoke. We don't need it. So let's just start laying down some rounds here. Boom. Are we hitting the wires? That was dead on. We don't know if we're causing any casualties. Yeah, they're not going to be firing. Not these front units. Just going to be using artillery now. So what I'm doing is I'm just selecting the fire mode. So this is a scroll button here, next stack. So I'm scrolling through the units that can actually fire now, and so I can see where my artillery units are. Instead of just finding them here, I'm just going through them as I see them. All right, so we got another mortar in the south. So the same deal is there, high explosive. Right, it's just center mass. Right, that round was short. That's on target. Okay, so not the best accuracy there. Okay, what do we got? More engineers. We got more. Yeah, those guys. What's this? We got an engineer unit in the flank there. Okay. Yeah, all these guys are going to be. They're going to be attacking those. All right, those barbed wires there. There could be mines as well. All right, fire with the mortars. There's probably a unit in there. Yeah, chances of causing casualties pretty slim here because they got some well-prepared trenches here, but we could cause disruption and stuff if we're lucky. We got another mortar team in the south. Oh, that was really short. Alright, not the best. Not the best. We got another more team here. Let's aim for the flag. Maybe they get those rounds with... Yeah, it seems like they're falling short. Okay, so that one was... That was on target. We have another more team here. It's pretty bad. Ah. Okay. Another mortar team. Every time I select behind, he actually hits that target. No. Okay, we'll still cause some suppression, hopefully. All right, we do have enough. We have lots of mortars here now. Just rain down death. That was a hit. Another hit there. Okay. More. These guys are fixed. That guy's accurate. Nice. Right, we have another one here. So I'm just clicking there, right-clicking for fire. Okay, we do have another more team here. Let's go. That was a hit on the target. Nope. Yep, some more. 2 tubes per in this section here. 6 guys. So 3 guys manning every mortar there. Okay. More. Let's keep raining down here. Oh, we caused a casualty. Yay. We actually, one we could actually see there. Ooh, that one was close to my own stuff there. Another mortar here. Pinned. I like that. Oh, that was short. Eee. Okay. Got another team here. Was that a casualty? Nope. Clicked so fast I couldn't see if that was actually a casualty there. I don't think it was. Another more team here. Let's go. Okay, we got those guys pinned up there. That's good. That's good. Alright, so there's a... Alright, that's it. That's it. So that's all the mortars we got. Alright. Let's start moving in here. What's the visibility here? Okay, so they can see us here. Okay, let's start somewhere. Let's try and organize this. Right, we do have... This is not a sapper platoon. Let's use the sappers first. Okay, so these are Russian Machine Nagant rifles and the Russian submachine guns. Okay, here's the Bangalores. All right, so this unit here, yeah, there's 2 types of stances in squad battles. You can either be on ground or standing up, basically, or crouching. So these guys are all in a defensive position here. They're lying on the ground or crouching, moving slow. If you stand up, you can move further, but you're also exposed to enemy fire. All right, take these Bangalores. It's not used. Let's just use the Bangalores here and attack this. Right, they took that out. Those barbed wires there. All right, can they move? Let's see how far they can. So this is a move button. How far they can? They can actually move as well. So they're going to be moving up here. They're probably going to get shot at. No, they're all right. We can actually use... No, we cannot. Fire 0. All right, so they cleared that, moved in. Let's have a look at these dudes. 9 men. All right, let's move them forward, crouching. All right, okay, shit. There's mines. Okay, we stepped on some mines. One guy got blown up, and he dropped the satchel charge, actually. And those guys, those pinned guys opened up there. But we can use the Bangalores. We're disrupted. Let's use the Bangalores. Attack this. Alright, taking fire. We can actually clear this as well. We can clear it. Let's do it. Nice. Alright. And we have... Yeah, these MAT 49s are actually French submachine guns. Alright, open up with the rifles and just shoot here. Whoa, they actually killed a guy there. Nice. All right, there's 9 men left there. We actually clipped the guy there, and they're pinned. So that was pretty good. Okay. Let's get this leader in there. Let's move him with this squad. All right. He's got a range of 4 on that submachine gun. So let's fire at this here. Look, no casualties. All right. He's in charge of these guys. All right, so these dudes will charge up, I guess. I could stand them up and maybe go for a run across here. They will be exposed to this fire here, though. But we need to get up here. Let's see how far they can move if I stand them up. I see. Okay, so they could charge all the way up there. Probably going to take some casualties, but let's do it. Oh shit! It's a fucking minefield there. We got disrupted, but we can still move. Can we? No. All right. Dang! All right, hit the deck, man. All right, we can fire though. There's minefields. There's mines. Okay, no effect there. Okay. All right, that was Lieutenant Triet's platoon there. We got some more guys here. All right, let's. We've got Lieutenant Locke. He's got his little platoon here. Let's do some Bangalores and clear this. All right, it's cleared. Let's get them moving forward. One. All right, they taking fire from these guys. Well, we can only see 3 men there. Let's use those Bangalores here. Being shot at, we got disrupted. Let's use the guns and fire back. No casualties. All right, we got the leader here. Well, holy shit! Right, those guys fired a rifle grenade there. Right, he seems to be he's all right. All right, we got these dudes. They're disrupted. They probably got disrupted by my artillery fire, my mortar fire there. Let's move them up. Okay, so since they're disrupted, they got major penalties there, so they cannot use their Bangalores, but they're moving up there. Right, what do we got? We got another platoon here, right? So we got, right, these guys should probably move in here, see what's going on down there. But these guys can move into some brush. Let's do it. They got some cover there, but they cannot use their Bangalores. These guys will use it. Nice. And they will move forward 1, I guess. Shit, taking fire. Let's get the leader in there. Alright, we can actually fire with all these guys on this position. Holy shit. Okay, we're taking fire there. And those guys are disrupted. It's good. Okay, that's all they can do. Let's get these dudes down. Kind of tempted to stand them up. There's probably going to be some... There could be some fortifications here as well. There's probably mines. But let's chance it. Stand up here. Okay, we could charge here maybe. If we're lucky. There's probably mines. Woo! Holy shit. Yeah, there's mines. 2 guys got killed there. Ooh, not good, not good. Alright, get down. They cannot fire. Okay, but they are moving in here to clear that stuff up. Right, we got, and now we're coming towards the main body of guys here. Okay. Was there mines here? Maybe they triggered their mines there. Okay, alright, what we got here? Jeez, there's a lot of stuff here. Right? We got a platoon here. We got engineers. I guess we should move in here maybe. There could be mines. Let's send 1 squad in there. See if they trigger any mines. Alright, so far so good. We can actually move 1 more. But there's definitely going to be something here, probably. We've got so many bodies here to move in, so let's just move them here and see what happens. Alright, so far so good. Alright, let's get the rest in there. Alright, so they're on the move. We got another platoon here. Let's just move them 1 hex forward here. Right, we got another platoon here. We have another platoon. What's this? We do have even another platoon here. Jeez, there's so many troops here. It's nuts. Sure. Okay, we got these guys. Let's move up. I don't think there's any point moving these anti-tank rifles. We do have some captains in the back here. Okay, he's actually part of these guys. He should move up. He's part of this, so let's move him up as well. Alright. Let's see here. Okay, we do have these guys. Sure. Move up. Haven't moved them. They are part of this platoon here, right? They could maybe clear that if we're lucky. Let's get them up there. It's probably mines. Holy shit. All right, there's a heavy machine gun there. Opened up on these guys. Let's use the Bangalores. Okay, we did not clear that. Let's use another Bangalore there. Oh. Okay, there is a bunker here. Oh shit, there's a bunker there as well. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay. Bunkers. They need to be assaulted. Alright, this is bad news for us. Let's fire these. Those guys are pinned, which is great. Let's just fire at them. Oh, one guy got clipped by that heavy machine gun there. Right, we didn't do anything there. Right, so these guys they've all acted here. Okay. Let's see. What happened here? I think they stumbled upon some mines, maybe. Alright, so those guys can move in. Okay, we've cleared we have cleared the did they move? Yeah, we cleared the barbed wire there. All right, what's the visibility of these damn bunkers? They got some really good visibilities there, covering all this. Nice, dangerous. What's this? We got 10-man squatting there. Back up there. All right. All right, so they moved. Let's get these. Yeah, we just basically need to charge forward here. Like, this guy's can move too. All right. We don't want to get overstacked here. Let's get some fire support in there. 20 guys in there. Okay, they can all fire, which is great. Visibilities, right? Those guys are pinned. We need to get. There's only 3 guys there, but still, let's use 10 men. Fire there. No effect. No effect. No effect. And this has a range of 4. Okay. Ouch. Okay, got hit by some rifle grenades there. Alright, what else we got here? What's this? Captain? Okay, he's part of that. He needs to be close. Let's get him up there. Let's get this platoon in there. What do we got here? We got some dudes. Alright, let's get them in there. Ouch. We can fire. I'm going to be scrolling through units later on to see who can fire here. Alright, let's get these guys in there. Ooh! Right, one guy got clipped there. Guy with the submachine gun got shot. And, alright, so I guess we can roll around the flank here, maybe. Man, we got so much stuff here. It's nuts. He's part of them. Yeah, so that they're going to be circling in there. And these guys just moving forward. He's part of this. All right. What do we got here? Another platoon. Right, he's in charge of those guys. Anti-tank rifle? Sure, why not? Bazookas, always good to have. These guys there. Sure, why not? Right, all these guys are fixed. They're going to be like the second wave, I guess, moving in. And all this stuff is acted. He's the Major Quan there. I guess he could stay in the back. Why not? And we got my main guy up here. All right. All right, so they're all fixed. We can't move this stuff here. All right, so the attack is on the way, man. The attack is on the way. All right, so have a look at the south. All right, so it's rinse and repeat, basically. Are those guys up there? I'm kind of tempted to move them one forward there. See what's going on up there. How far can they move? All right, and let's clear some mines. This is Bangalore's. Alright, looks like they cleared it. Let's see how far they can move up once. Let's do it. They're probably gonna get shot at here. No, so far so good. Let's use Bangalore's. Alright, cleared. Let's move them up. They must be able to see those guys. Yeah, they're not even. They don't have any known status. Those guys, they are disrupted. So we had more luck in the north so far. Right, those guys have all moved in here. Okay, and we do have. Okay, let's use the engineers first. What we got? All right, these guys. Okay, this is going to be killing zone. They're going to need to move up here, clear this crap here. So these 3 engineers can clear this if I'm lucky. All right, let's get them forward, I guess. Ah! Holy shit! Taking fire. No casualties though. Use the Bangalore's. Looks like they cleared that. Nice. Okay. They can even fire. So that's good. Let's use these. All right, what we got here? We got 10 men. All right, let's fire at those guys. They're not disrupted. Right, no effect. All right, let's see what we got here. We have those guys. Yeah, let's move forward here. Woohoo! One guy got clipped. It's actually a guy with the submachine gun there. He got killed. Let's use the Bangalore's. Okay. We can fire back here. Okay, that is dangerous. There's a leader in there as well. Let's fire at them. No effect. Okay. Okay. We got the leader here. Let's move him up there. Ow! Actually, they got pinned. They lost a man. But the leader can rally. Right, he got them back to disrupted status there. All right, let's get these dudes forward. One. Ooh! One guy got immediately clipped there. They got Bangalore's. They're actually pinned, so let's use the Bangalore's. Holy, oh, 3 casualties there. Jeez. All right, let's fire back. They took some heavy hit. Oh, another one. 4 dead. Wow. Okay. But they did manage to clear that, which is great. Okay. Can any of these positions see anything? No, they're all out of view there. Okay, so let's start. Okay, we do have one more engineer unit here. I guess they should just move up and try to clear that. They're gonna get shot at. Oh, there's a heavy machine gun. There's a bunker with the leader. Let's use the Bangalore's. Right. We lost a man there. He got killed. We were disrupted. Wow. Shit, this is pretty strong defended here. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's get the leader in there. Oh, shit. 2 guys got killed. Dang. All right, let's get these guys forward. One guy got immediately clipped. We do have these guys not very fond of moving into open terrain. Maybe they can make a run for these bushes, but that machine gun is probably going to mow them down. they made it. Hit the deck. Okay. Alright, so engineers are moving out. Okay, let's get these groups going. Yeah, let's just move them all. 30 guys. Being shot at. We can fire back, which is great. Those guys will move in there. Who is in charge of these guys? Must be this guy. Yeah, he's in charge of that. Let's move him there. Let's get those guys up there. What we got? Headquarters. This is the battalion headquarters back here. Alright. Headquarters. Let's move these tank guys forward a bit. We have a captain here. He's in charge of these guys. We got some guys. Let's move them in here, I guess. Let's see. Actually, we do want to light up this place so we can give some suppression fire here. But I don't think. Maybe we can actually fire from these positions. We should light this place up, actually. Let's take the artillery again. Oh shit! So yeah, I didn't target that. Cold. Yeah, made a mistake there. All right, let's just target this. Let's fire some illumination rounds over here. Okay, they're not illumination. Holy shit! They are not illumination rounds. Why do we have illumination? We can't fire any illumination. We don't have any anybody can fire that. So that's kind of strange. Okay. Yeah, said we had illumination limit of 6. Maybe it is actually the French that have that illumination capabilities. We don't. I don't think we have illumination capabilities. We just have to attack them in the dark here, and these guys have. They will fire light rockets out here, so they have good fields of fire and start mowing down my guys. That's probably the case. All right, let's see. Right, they moved. Let's get these dudes on the run here. What we got here? Right, this is dangerous. Where is the... So if they move one step in, they can actually lay down some suppression fire there. Right, we got pinned immediately there. Right, this guy will move forward. Okay. Yep. They moved. We got an anti-tank rifle, sure. We have a leader here. Let's move them up. They moved. Okay, so these guys should be able to move into these improved positions here. We got some brush. Oh! One guy got clipped by a rifle grenade there. What's this? He must be in charge of these. Yeah, he's moving up. Okay, we got some more dudes here. Alright, looks like we made it there. Alright, this guy's in charge of the engineers. Okay. Move up. He's in charge of that. What we got here? Let's get them up. Yep, let's just move. We got a bazooka. That's good for bunkers, I guess. Sure. He's in charge of that. Improve positions. That's good. Tank rifle. Bazooka team. Who's he? He's in charge of this. We need him in the back here to keep those guys in check. This is the headquarters there. All right, they could stay there. We got the other guy here is in command. He's a colonel as well. All right, what else is back here? I don't think I can move these reinforcements yet. No, they're still fixed. All right. Okay, so that should be it. Right. So look at firing. kill that thing. Right, the leader here can fire. Alright, we do have lots of squads, so it's a good field of fire here. Right, so those guys are the only ones that are visible. So let's just lay down lots of fire on those guys. Killed the man. Alright. Okay, so we got one guy there. Okay, these guys, so we need to, wait, so they're not disrupted there, okay. Let's fire these. Ouch! No effect. No effect, alright. Moving on. 10 men. No effect. Alright, clipped somebody there. No effect. Okay. Let's see. Alright, we do have... Yes, it's just used all these and fire here. No effect. Alright. 30 guys opened up there. Okay. So what's the story here now? They are disrupted. We got some disruption there. That's good. We need to get those guys and those guys on the flanks there. Okay. No effect. No effect there. No effect. Okay. At least not that we know of. Alright. All these guys will fire. Ouch! Rifle grenade. Killed somebody. And the leader here can open up with his submachine gun there. It's fired here. Nope, no effect. Alright. 10 guys. Alright, we clipped somebody there. They're not disrupted though. Just keep firing at those guys. Ouch. Right, the leader can fire as well. Ouch! Somebody got killed. Yep. They are disrupted now. That's good news for us. Alright, just use all these guys. Fire here. No effect. And, okay, what's this? 5 men disrupted. Those guys, but there's 5 men there. Alright, now there's 4. No effect. Ah! I think he just clipped my leader. Yep, leader got killed. Oh shit. Yep, he got killed. Not good. Not good at all. Oh man. Okay, let's take them all. Ah! Somebody got killed. Not the leader, thank you. And, sure. Okay, we killed somebody there. Okay, the flank attack. Leader can use his submachine gun there. Oh, okay. And let's see. Disruption. They're all disrupted. This is good. Let's take half this platoon. Okay, we got him pinned. That's good. No effect. Okay. And just lay down some lead. No effect. Yep. Let's fire like nuts. They're pinned. This is good for us. Okay, we got a pinned guy here. Let's actually rally him. We got him back. And we can fire. No effect. Okay. And another 30 guys. No effect. Alright. All units considered. Wow. Okay. That's it, I guess. Wow. That was a pretty long turn, man. Let's have a look at what we got going here. Okay. So far, we lost a leader and 20 men. Yeah, we don't know how much we cost, but we definitely have not cost 20 casualties. All right, so that's the end of that, I guess. I think all firing has been done here. Yep. All, like, movement, except those... Actually, this anti-tank rifle, sure. Let's move it up. That is my main guy. He's there. We have another anti-tank rifle, sure. Let's move it up. Could be some dug-in tanks there and stuff, man. I'm not sure. Okay, the bazooka is definitely moving up. We're going to be needing those to knock out those bunkers. We do have satchel charges. We can use that. But bazookas are pretty effective against bunkers too. Alright, that's it. Alright, so I'm going to end the turn here and send it back to my buddy Ash. That was a long turn. These are going to be long turns, man, to plan these moves. But guess we are just sort of smashing in here now. Are causing disruptions. These bunkers is going to be a heck of a problem to take out, though. We do have disruption across this line here. Not those guys. There's a bunker there as well. Alright. So, that's it, man. I'm going to end the turn. And see you in the next part. Hope you guys enjoying this squad battles. So any questions and stuff, just write down and I get down to it. So thanks for watching. See you in the next.